Hey, what's up, Gamer fam? Welcome back to the Stanley Parable with Gamer
All
Guy
his co-workers were gone.
9001.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Okay.
misremembered.
So now, once again, the most important decision of all: do I take the bucket? Yes or no? Let's go ahead
The
and take it.
confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
All right. So this time, I think I'm gonna go
Stanley clutched the
do
bucket
the
tightly to
bucket.
his
I'm gonna do
chest
like the
and entered
Stanley's
the door of
boss
his
bucket
life.
ending. So I'm gonna go to the left with the bucket.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
So let's see how this changes with a bucket. Oh, I can go into the executive bathroom. I got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse. Oh my god! I found one of the
He found
trophies.
one of them. One of the miniature Stanley
Oh
figurines
my
that would
god, I
gather
totally
no
remember that
reward
now.
for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't
Bro,
buy that sort of happiness, Stanley.
that's
God knows I've
awesome. I
tried.
love the fact
Still,
that they're
I
actually
implore you to
scattered all
savor
throughout the
each and
game.
every
I now
moment
have a
you'll
new
come
mission in
across one of these
life.
beautiful
This is now my
figurines.
new purpose. I have to find all the Stanley Parable trophies. It's the only way, bro. It's the only way. My life has no other value or purpose or meaning other than collecting these completely pointless trophies. Can I go in the elevator? Oh, wait. I don't know. I don't remember if there was an elevator last time or not. I'm gonna go in the elevator, see what happens. Can I go up? Do 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 do. This elevator music kicks ass.
Step forward.
Don't tell me this whole thing is just gonna be me sitting here listening to elevator music. Oh god, I'm trapped in the elevator. Oh, what? Wait, I didn't even go anywhere. What? Are you serious? Was that really the whole thing? Was you just sit there in the elevator listening to elevator music? Oh my god. Of course it is. I don't know why I
Stepping
expected
into
anything
his manager's
different.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the
6,
tender spiritual
9,
connection he shared with the
6,
bucket that he
9.
didn't notice the
No?
keypad
Ah,
behind the
come on,
boss's
bro.
desk. Nor in his bliss of simply
420?
being near the bucket did he have any notion that the
No?
pin number
Okay,
for the
fine.
keypad was 2845.
Oh, 2845. 2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was
Oh
it the
god, what's
bucket
happening?
knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I love how the game. Oh, is that another? Yes! Oh my god,
Another miniature
yes!
Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Stan Loreen. So would I not have found those trophies if not for the having the bucket this time? Or is it just that, now the trophies are just there because I found the new content door? So many questions, so few
The elevator
answers.
raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Praise be to the bucket. The bucket is good, and the bucket is righteous.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I'm gonna go the escape door with the bucket just to see what happens.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Wait, what? I don't care what happens to me, but nothing bad but better happen to my bucket.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Is it really not shut? Can I seriously go back? I'm just curious now. I just gotta see. Like, is it actually possible to just turn around and go back and go through the other door instead?
But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for.
Well, shit, which way do I go? Should I go through the mind control facility or should I go through the escape? Well, let's just go through here just to see what happens. Am I shut in now? Ah, damn it, now I'm shut in.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Oh shit!
Everyone
Oh, I almost dropped
in
my
the office
bucket.
was being videotaped, monitored like
My
guinea pigs.
God.
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
It's okay, bucket. Shh. It's okay.
Gently,
We're gonna get through
reassuring
this.
it that everything would be fine.
Don't cry, bucket. I'm here for you. I'll cry with you.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Does the bucket have free will? Does the bucket know what is and is not free will?
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
I love how everything's just suddenly revolved around a bucket. What's happening? Okay. I go this way now.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way. The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Button that doesn't do anything. Alright. Mind controls idle awaiting input. What do we do, guys? Do we bring down the system?
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay. I'm gonna try turning it on just to see what happens.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
No, Bucket! Why have you betrayed me?
In horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was
No, Bucket, no!
When suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly.
What?
Silly
Just
birds.
seagulls?
The control buttons became active again.
Okay. Aw, parrots. So now I can just cycle between various
Stanley flipped through
bird
one video of silly
pictures.
birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind
That's
controls were only a
hilarious.
facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley
Aw,
marveled at the metal
penguins.
genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
This is
And
definitely the
Stanley
best ending.
was happy.
Leave a like if you enjoy the silly birds. Oh, what? Whoa, that was a very silly bird right there. All right, well, that was definitely interesting to say the
Even
least.
now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
All right, I want to see the bucket ending
Warmth
where you
spread
die.
through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I want to see like where if I go down the escape bucket, the escape route. What does that say? Places to search. Oh, for the for the Stanley statues. So let's say somewhere both red and blue. Stairs, something to do with stairs. A large room, lots of boxes. Inside of a sequel exhibit. So I've gotten 3 out of 6 of. Oh God, now it's trust the completionist instinct. So personally, I've never really been a completionist. There will be a reward for finding them all. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Who are you? 666. Lol. Lies. Oh my god, this is great. I love this. This is hilarious. So, am I on the path to finding another one? Is there one in the broom closet? No,
Stanley,
of
we
course not.
must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Oh, what? This is bullshit. I want more stickers, damn it. I need more stickers for my bucket. How are people supposed to know that this is my bucket if I don't have stickers? How are people supposed to know where this bucket has traveled if I don't have stickers from all the locations it's visited? I need a broom closet sticker for my bucket, god damn it. Ah, lame. Fine, bucket.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Alright, so let's do this
Stepping
again.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of
What was
hours,
it? It
did the
was
bucket's warmth and
2,
guiding light
5,
pierce the dark
4,
clouds of confusion
8.
and chaos. It would be with
No,
him,
damn it. What was it? It
always.
was
The bucket would, and he
2,
knew it. The two of them were
2, 4,
inseparable.
5, 8.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual
No,
connection
damn
he
it.
shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845.
Oh, 2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it
All right, so this time I'm going to go through the escape door because I just want to see what
Yes,
changes
this is
when you
certainly
have
the
the
most
bucket.
logical explanation. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control
No, they
Facility.
didn't.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
We're not scared. We welcome this challenge,
The
right,
door
Bucket?
behind them was not
Yeah,
shut.
Stanley, come on, let's
Stanley and the
go.
bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No, screw the
At this
narrator.
point,
Listen to me,
Stanley and the
Stanley.
bucket
Only
were
I know the
knowingly
true way.
walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Ah, screw you, narrator. We ain't scared. You're a pussy. Hooray! I think, if I remember right, isn't there a way out of it? Like, isn't there another way to, like,
As the
split
machine
this
worked
path
into
or
motion
something?
and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
Well, looks like I'm about
Farewell,
to kick the
Stanley.
bucket. Oh, oh.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
We have a different narrator. The heck? There's a female narrator now.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Is this the bucket's autobiography? The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? This sounds like some cult shit right here. Like they're trying to indoctrinate me into the church of the bucket. Is that...
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the
a
hubris
bucket
that
with two
blinded him?
handles?
Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Yeah, because a bucket with two handles makes so much sense. This is hilarious. I love it. 25 buckets. That's definitely more than 25. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Look at it! Gaze upon its glory and behold! I wonder how many people went into catatonic shock just from viewing that picture of a bucket. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains no one can control a bucket. Yes, because a bucket is powers too great for any one man or nation to behold. The cave drawings of the first bucket. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovering of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. It's so stupid, yet just I don't know. It's so stupid and clever at the same time.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Bullshit! I say close the gap. What the hell? I'm just okay. You know what? I'm not even gonna question it. I'm just gonna take the bucket and go.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Whoa. Okay. Now
Let
we're suddenly
Stanley
back here.
die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
Well, what
We
else
can
am I
save
gonna
the world's
do?
buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Ah. Okay. Did the bucket at least survive? Please tell me the bucket is okay. I need to know this information. The bucket has died for our sins. Wait, what? For real? Okay. Wait a minute. Did my game actually just crash, or is this just the game trolling me again? That's the thing about the Stanley Parable. I can't tell if this was supposed to happen or if the game just legitimately crashed. I think it... No, wait, what? Bro. Bro, if the game is trolling me, I swear to God. Okay. I guess that was legit. Well, that was an unexpected turn of event that just happened. So, I guess I'm gonna end this episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. All hail the mighty bucket, by the way. Like, comment, and subscribe if you would like to join the cult of the bucket. The bucket is all wise and powerful and all knowing, and the bucket has died for your sins and rose again 3 days later, and then ascended to bucket heaven, where it watches down upon us at all times. Praise be to the bucket. See you later, gamer fam. Bye.